Good evening, everybody. This is Rabbi Karen, and welcome to our Tuesday evening Ma'ariv service. So far, I see Allison and Sue. Hi, Sue Bowers. Happy birthday this week.
Hi.
And if you're on Facebook or Sim Shalom or YouTube, please write in, say hi. I'm going to ask the Facebook people if you don't write in chat, but write to me on the other because it's too many things for me to look at. I get confused at this age. So, welcome everybody. We will begin shortly for our Tuesday Ma'ariv service. I'm so glad that people are here to join in and we can have a nice, warm, dry evening as it's been pouring rain in Florida since this is now it looks like the beginning of our rainy season. Good evening, my friend Dee. How are you? I hope you and Tony are doing well and all the kids and grandkids. Yes, Sue, she knows how much rain we've been getting. In fact, I put it on Facebook the other day. We had pouring torrential rain, and then suddenly it's gone. Ellen, how are you, my luncheon friend? How you doing, sweetie? All right, so we're going to get ready to begin our Tuesday, very nice and dry, toasty, warm and cozy Ma'ariv service. הנה מה טוב ומנעים, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב ומנעים, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב, שבת אחים גם יחד. Albert, I'm glad you can join us. No, I must be getting a little better. I actually almost hit all those notes. I actually heard it sounded like it was almost in tune, so it's taken a couple of years, but it is getting better. How good it is and how pleasant when we dwell together in unity. And now our call to praise. Baruch hu et Adonai hamivorach. Baruch Adonai haborach leolam vaed. Praise Adonai, to whom our praise is due forever. Praise be Adonai, to whom our praise is due now and forever. Roberto, Lila Tov, Ziona, welcome. Glad you could join us. All right, so it's really nice to see all these people here. I'm glad you're with us. Ha'ma'ariv Aravim. Favorite time of day is morning and evening because it's the physical evidence of Adonai's miracles. You know, watch a sunrise, watch a sunset. They're absolutely breathtaking. And so we are saying our blessings for this miracle that we have been given. Ellen Rose, hi, Susie, welcome. Barbara, good to see you. Okay. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher bidvaro ma'ariv aravim b'chochma poteach sha'arim uvishuna mishaneh itim umachalif et hazmanim umsader et kochavim b'mishroteim barakir kirtzono borei yom v'layla golel or mipnei choshech v'choshech mipnei or umavir yom umevi layla umavdil ben yom uben layla Adonai Tzevaot Shemo. El Chai v'Chayam Tamid Yimloch Aleinu Leolam Va'ed. Baruch Atah Adonai. Ha'ma'ariv Aravim. O living and ever enduring God, reign over us forever and ever. Blessed are you, Eternal One, who brings on twilight. Everlasting love you offer your people Israel by teaching us Torah and your mitzvot, laws and precepts. Therefore, Adonai our God, when we lie down and when we rise up, we will meditate on your laws and your commandments. We will rejoice in your Torah forever. Day and night, we will reflect on them, for they are our life, and doing them lengthens our days. Never remove your love from us. Praise to you, Adonai, who loves your people Israel. Baruch atah Adonai, Ohev Amo Yisrael. And now a prayer in which we don't ask for anything. It's a prayer that states who we are and our love for Adonai. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Hear, O Israel, the Lord our God, the Lord is one. Baruch Shem, Kivod Malchuto, Leolam Va'ed. Blessed be the name of his glorious kingdom, forever and ever. V'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha b'chol levavecha v'chol nafshecha v'chol meodecha v'hayu hadvarim ha'eleh asher anochi mitzavecha hayom al levavecha v'shinantam levanecha v'dibarta bam v'shivtecha b'veitecha v'leftecha v'derech v'shapaha v'mecha v'shatam la'ot al yadecha v'hayu l'totafot b'neinecha v'taftam al mezuzot b'techa v'shurecha Leman tizkaru v'asitem et kol mitzvotai, v'tem kedoshim lelohehem. Ani Adonai Elohechem, asher chotzeti ethem me'eretz Mitzrayim, liot lachem lelohim. Ani Adonai Elohechem. And now, as Miriam and the other women went through Adonai's miracle of the parting of the Red Sea, they sang, Mi chamocha ba'alim Adonai, Mi kamocha nedar b'kodesh, no ra tehilo dosef eleh. Malchutecha ra'u beinecha, bokei yam lifnei Moshe u'Miriam, ze Eli anu, ve'amru, Adonai yimloch, leolam va'ed. Who's like you, O God, amongst the gods that are worshipped? Who is like you, majestic in holiness, awesome in splendor, working wonders? Your children witnessed your sovereignty, the sea splitting before Moses and Miriam. This is our God, they cried, Adonai will reign forever and ever. Thus it is said, Adonai redeemed Jacob from a hand stronger than his own. Praised are you, Adonai, for redeeming Israel. Baruch atah Adonai, Ga'al Yisrael. You know, there's a line in this, and I'm going to read it in English, that I often wonder about. Who is like you, O God, amongst the gods that are worshipped? So we're referring to other gods that are worshipped. There's an acknowledgement that other gods are worshipped. But who is like you? None are like you. You are majestic in holiness, awesome in splendor, working wonders. None of the other gods can even come close to you. But I think that says something about when this prayer was written, because it seems to be in the history of it, it's acknowledging other gods have been worshipped, especially since they came out of Egypt. So I'm always a little amazed. I would love to attend a lecture just on those two lines, just to see the thought process behind. Sue, you like that? Yeah, I see Allison nodding too. You know, I wonder what the midrash is for that, what the rabbis have interpreted those two lines to mean. That fascinates me, but that's the history teacher in me coming out. Hashivenu Adonai Eloheinu l'shalom v'achamirenu malkeinu l'chayim uvrosh aleinu sukat shlomecha. Adonai, bless the United States. Help us to come through all strife, through all pandemics. May we remain a great nation, a light unto all nations. Continue to bless all those who are there to help us. Continue to give the knowledge and wisdom and the courage to the scientists and the doctors who are creating vaccinations, and may they continue to do so, and may we continue to see life returning to something called normal. Maybe it's a new normal, but may we continue and flourish and blossom as a country, and may all hate be removed from hearts. Baruch atah Adonai haporesh sukat shalom aleinu v'al kol amo Yisrael v'al Yerushalayim. Baruch atah Adonai. Blessed are you, eternal one who spreads your shelter of peace over us, over all your people Israel, and over Jerusalem. And Adonai, may the new government of Israel be good for the people there, be good for peace, be good for their well-being. Amen. Yitgada v'yitgada shemei rabba b'yamad divrach chirutei v'yamlich mahutei b'chayechon uv'yomechon uchayedecho beit Yisrael ba'gala uvizman kariv v'yimru amen Yehi shmei rabba mevorach Le'olam le'omaya yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yabar v'yiraman v'yinaseh v'yitadar v'yitadeh v'yitala shemei kudusha b'richu le'la micho b'chata v'shirata tushbechata v'nechemata damiram v'alma v'yimru amen. And now our standing prayer, which only if the body allows, otherwise please remain seated. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu v'Elohei Avotenu v'Imotenu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Leah, Elohei Rachel. Ha'el Hagadol Hagibor v'Hanora El Elyon, Gomel Chasadim Tovim v'Konei HaKol, V'zocher chasdei avot v'yimaot, u'mevi gula livnei v'nehem l'man shemo b'ahava. Melech ozer u'moshia u'magen baruch atah Adonai, magen Avraham, Bezrat Sarah. So as we know, this prayer is about referencing our ancestors. And we're reminding Adonai that you made promises to them, and there are mishpocha. So promises made, promises kept. Now, I'm in a history type of mood, teaching mood tonight because I have my last J-Leap class tonight. So what I'm going to mention is in this prayer, some of the prayers say, Velohei Rachel, Velohei Leah. Some say, Elohei Leah, Velohei Rachel. Why do they reverse it? Some give Rachel top billing, some give Leah top billing. Well, Jacob's first wife was Leah, but not his beloved wife. He wanted to marry Rachel. He was tricked by his father-in-law and given the wrong bride. So some synagogues put Leah first because that's the order of the marriages, and Rachel last. Some put Rachel first because she was the beloved. And even though Leah was his first wife, she was second fiddle. And so that depends on the synagogue. Me personally, I think that's a diss to Leah. She was the first wife. So I try to add Leah first. That's just my opinion. It's because she didn't do anything wrong. It was her father that tricked her husband. Ata gibor li'olam Adonai, mechayei hakol ata rav lahoshia, mechalkei chaim b'chesed, mechayei hakol berachamim rabim, somech noflim v'rofei cholim, umatir asurim, umkayem emunato, lishenei afar, michamocha bal gevurot, umido melech memid, umchayem, umatzmiach Yeshua, v'ne'eman ata lahayot hakol. Baruch atah Adonai, mechayei hakol. In other words, Adonai is our strength. We don't need anybody else. He's superhero enough for all of us. And now we are going to this week's Torah portion that is on my screen. It is Parsha Chukat. And in Parsha Chukat, they are in their 40th year of wandering in the desert. Boy, that was a quick 40 years. And basically, most of the children of Israel died off. In fact, Miriam died in this 40th year. And the well of Miriam, where they got their sweet water, also died. And the children of Israel, the new generation, I'm going to stress, started whining and crying that they were not going to have water. Adonai instructs Moses and Abraham to please speak to the rock, and it will bring forth water. But Moses was pretty angry. He was angry that this new generation is crying again. And instead he strikes the rock. And what happened is Adonai issued a statement that Aaron and Moses will not lead the children into the new land. As much as Moses begged and pleaded, he didn't listen. And both will die before they get into the new land. What does that say to us? Don't give in to your anger. Anger is one of those negative emotions. It did no good to Moses. In fact, the one thing that he wanted was to get to Eretz Yisrael. And he was denied that, all because he was angry. You know, as your mother would say, count to 10, take a deep breath, and Moses didn't. So the children of Israel, he couldn't control their anger, their whining and crying, even though it's a new generation. But instead, he was the one that was punished. So we have to look into ourselves to say, can we control our anger? Because sometimes it just doesn't lead to any good. It's one of the things that every Rosh Hashanah I try to work on. How can I control my anger? How can I count to 10 in several different languages before I speak? Because sometimes we just have to remove ourselves so that we can think calmly and rational. So that's my devar for this week. Now let's take a few minutes to listen to the prayers within our hearts and in our minds. Beth, I'm glad you're here. And yes, walk away. That's a good idea. Okay, so now let's listen to the prayers in our hearts and in our minds. Oh, say shalom bimrumav. Uyas shalom aleinu. Ve'akol Yisrael. V'imru, imru, amen. Oh, say shalom bimrumav. Uyas shalom aleinu. Ve'akol Yisrael, v'imru, amen. Okay, it's now time for our prayer for healing. So please put it in our regular chats, not the Facebook chat. And I want to start with Lauren, my friend Lauren, who is having major surgery tomorrow. And excuse me while I drink some water, and please give me the names. Not in chat, not in Zoom chat, please. Okay. And Rala, and I also want to say to prayers always to Amy and to Beth, our two of our congregants, to all those who are suffering physically and emotionally. Ziona, can you? Okay, never mind. I'll take care of this. Dorothy, Naomi, Kelly, Marlene, Bronzy, and David. Chava Bat Elsa, Chelsea Bat Karen, Benjamin, Noah Ben Chaya, Elizabeth Bat Margaret, David Menashe Ben Menachem, Batya Malka Bat Peril Chaya, and Amy, Ginny Batwana, Clinton Ben Ginny, Marvin Gruber. Those with COVID, survivors of violence. Marvin's not doing good right now. Anybody know? Ellen? Lauren Burks, Eva Stewart, Ellen King, Audrey Kelly, Rabbi Galit, yes, Marlene Batchaya, Evie Bourne. Oh, Marvin had surgery last week. Okay, thank you. I didn't know that. Also, Joyce and Sid Becker, Larry Wolfson, and Jerry Romanek. Valerie, Erin, Maddie, Trey, Malcolm, Maya, Rose, Albert. All the sick and afflicted in the world. Sharon, Raj. Okay, he's going to rehab. Thank you, Ellen. Marvin's going to go to rehab. Rabbi Nancy and her family, John Ray, Rabbi Galit, and Bob. I believe I'm covering for Rabbi Galit for the next 2 weeks. Marlene Churgle Smith, Marcia Elkin Cooper, Albert Madison, Stephen Ostrin. Okay, let's begin the prayer. Mishe Beirach Avotenu Mechol HaBracha Limotenu. May the source of strength, who bless the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say Amen. And I take back what I said about hitting those notes. I never get the notes on this one. Mishe Beirach Imotenu V'chol HaBracha Li'avotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say Amen. Also could be after talking so much the voice starts to go. Thank you, Beth. Aleinu l'shabeach ladon hakol, latet gedula liotzer bereshit, shelo asanu kikoye haratzot, v'lo samanu kimishpachot hadama, shelo sam helkenu kahem, v'goralenu kecho hamanam, v'anachnu korim, umishtachavim umodim, lifnei melech, Malchei Hamlochim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, V'ne'eman v'haya Adonai, L'melech HaKoret, Bayom Hahu, Yeh Adonai Echad, U'shemo Echad. We recall the loved ones whom death has recently taken from us, those who died at this season in years past, and those whom we have taken into our hearts with our own. The memories of all of them are with us. Our griefs and sympathies are mingled as we praise Adonai and pray for the coming of Adonai's kingdom. And I'm going to mention Bill Steinberg and Robin Shelley. And if there's anybody who's observing, all those who have no one to say Kaddish for them. Catherine Bat-Luli, Safir Bat-Ziona, victims of violence, those who perished from COVID. Anyone else have? Victims of the Pulse nightclub shooting, was that 5 years ago? Wow. Wow. That I thought it's like yesterday. Wow. They opened a new soccer stadium in Orlando about 3, 4 years ago, and it was dedicated to the Pulse nightclub shooting. You know, that was amazing that day. I was there that day. Okay, so we shall begin. Wait, I didn't check the chat. Okay, Selma Bot Ida, Kathy Sheldon, and Ron Miller. Yit Gadal V'Yikadash Shemei Rabbah, B'Yamadi Rachirute V'Yamlich Malchute, B'Chayechonu V'Yomechonu V'Chaye Dechol Beit Yisrael, B'Agalav Zman Kari V'Yimru. Amen. Yehi Shmei Rabbah, Yehi Shmei Rabbah Mevorach Le'olam Olmei Almaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yipar v'yitraman v'yitnaseh v'yitadal v'yitaleh v'yitalal shmeid kudashah b'riachu le'elam mincho b'chata v'shirata tush b'chata v'nechemata damiram v'alma v'yimru amen yehesh lama rabba min shemaya v'chayim aleinu v'yal kol Yisrael v'yimru amen oseh shalom b'mrumav hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu v'yal kol Yisrael v'yimru amen. And may all the mourners be comforted by the one who comforts all. And that's it, folks, for another Tuesday Ma'ariv in the bucket. I thank you for being here. We're here Monday through Friday. Rabbi Galit, Rabbi Nancy, Rabbi Deborah, myself, Rabbi Judy, Rabbi Steve, who's here Friday for a great service, some cool music at 6:30, and at 7 o'clock, a cool Kabbalat Shabbat. My J-Leap class is ending tonight. I would love to start a new session next fall. If you're interested, perhaps you want to become a rabbi. This is there's no guarantees you get in the rabbinic program, but this is a good stepping stool into it. And if you just want to learn more about Judaism, go to jsli.net. If you're interested in the rabbinic program, in the cantorial program, again, jsli.net. Dee, thank you, hon. Love you. Promise I'll talk to you soon. To all the fathers out there, a happy and a blessed Father's Day. Thank you all, everybody. Be well, be safe, be happy. And my class, I'll be there. Give me 5 minutes.